I always like to think of diplomacy as a way of prospering and presenting the interests of your country to achieve success in promoting them, using all of the possible sources of leverage that you have. And sometimes that involves immediate negotiations, but often it provides for preparing the way for negotiations in representing your country on a regular basis in an embassy or a consulate overseas. A lot of it has to do, obviously, as well, with helping your country establish its policies in a way that can bring about success. We are, in many ways, as representing countries, also part of an international community of significant importance. And what we can get done depends not on what we do alone, but in my humble view, on the degree to which we can build cooperation and common objectives and common capacities to develop what I think we will come to call win-win solutions. Today I want to talk very briefly about some of the things that I think go to make up good diplomats, and some of the things that you might want to think about in preparing yourselves, and then to illustrate some of the challenges that we face. For a diplomat, I think foremost is to recognize and understand that the profession is one devoted to dealing with your fellow human beings across the board. And that means, in effect, developing both the personality and the understanding and approach to make friends with and work with others, even if in fact you are split rather firmly by policy positions on both sides of the ledger that keep you apart. And to the greatest degree, I think that I can emphasize the ability of individuals to overcome the differences between their countries might be another definition of successful diplomacy. But it does mean building confidence. It means dealing in truth, because the more you are seen to be, in fact, creating your own form of truth to promote your interests, the more likely it is that others' suspicions of your intentions and indeed of your capacity to keep agreements grows. And there are things that you want to have well established as early as possible. And while, in fact, diplomats are not compelled to tell the whole truth all of the time, they are compelled to say the truth when they speak, even if they choose at points to leave other questions out. And when you're asked questions by your fellow diplomats, you want to be very careful to avoid misleading them, because misleading becomes evident much more rapidly than you think, and becomes not just an embarrassment for you, but an undermining of your own credibility and character as an individual, which is so important in establishing ways to proceed.